ready to go do another week. My second week of tanking, right? But it was a pretty good weekend. We got warm up here finally, so we got to get out to camp. And I traded in my motorcycle and bought me a new Harley Street Glide. Pretty happy about that. And generally when you get that text in the morning like this, because you're already up from your dispatcher saying, hey, your load's not going to be ready till this afternoon, you know, it screws shit up, right? Because now I'm going to have to find somewhere to park like late at night. But today, I get to go take a little ride before I go to work. So it's only my second day having that bike. And I just took it out on the highway. First of all, like 80 mile an hour, it just floats down the highway. But I buried it at 130 and it still had, I had a lot more. That thing's fucking awesome. Probably gonna get me in trouble. But anyway, we probably better go to work and haul some milk, right? Make some money, pay for all this shit. Back out for week number 2. See how this week goes. But I will say, sometimes being a trucker can be a bummer, man. Like, same as any other job too, but a lot of times in trucking, you leave on Sunday. My experience anyway. So I had a pretty good weekend, as you could see earlier, but everybody was still doing stuff today, and everyone was going on a bike ride, and they were gonna go hang out at the campground and all that shit, and I had to go to work, man. One day into it, and it's actually going pretty well. I made it pretty far last night. You know, that first night out is always kind of a pain because you got all that time that you were awake at home, especially if you got up early to go ride your new motorcycle. So I got up at like 6 a.m. yesterday, and then I worked until like 2 o'clock in the morning last night or something. So it's kind of a long day. It's not like today where you just wake up and go, which I technically didn't do that either, because for some freaking reason, now that I'm an old geezer, I only sleep like 5 or 6 hours a night, and that makes a 10-hour break suck. So I was going to split my logbook. I intentionally stopped on the way down and took a nap for 2 hours so that I could split once I got down here, but this was the last spot I could find to park, and it'd be too close if I split it to get back into my ag exempt circle, so I had to stay here for 10. I don't understand trucks like this right here. Like, I try not to, you know, be that guy that disses people that aren't as blessed as me. But when, you know, it's a Penske truck, that's one thing. I've done that before. Well, for like a year, I drove a big, ugly, yellow fucking Penske truck because they paid me really well. But when you put your name on the side of it like that, man, you could at least do it with better handwriting, right? But so far, so good. I already got my dispatch. I'm about an hour out from Decatur, where I go down here and deliver this. And I'm guessing it's probably going to take a little bit, because last week I was down here and it took like 4 hours, but maybe it'll go a little faster, we'll see. And then I'm going to bolt back up to Indiana, get my other load on, and that's going down to Atlanta. So they're rickety tick on the dispatch. That's nice, because I kind of want to get home this week, because up by my house we have a few things going on. We got the Blessing of the Bikes in Baldwin, Michigan, which is pretty much just where about like 10,000 bikes get together and get drunk, really, which I'm not gonna be, but just show off your bike, ride around, eat, see people, get drunk. So I'm about ready to wrap this shit up here. I got about 2 more minutes before I can log in, and then we're gonna go down here and get unloaded. And when I do these videos, it seems like bang, bang, oh wow, trucking ain't that bad. There's like 14, 15 hours in between the videos, so I'm gonna be working. But last night was smooth traveling because I hit Louisville, Nashville, all that shit I hit in the middle of the night, so I just blew right on through. arrived at my last stop, and it's the second time I had to shoot this video because I realized you can't set the camera on the dashboard with the truck running. All you hear is fucking rattling. Damn it. But everything's going pretty good. The guy got me in already, and it'll be a couple hours. I'm gonna have me a little nap. But I was thinking, right? So last week, this is where I finished out my week. And when you come in here, you gotta go to the port, you gotta scale in loaded, then you gotta come over here, get unloaded, go back to the port, scale out empty. I never went back to the port last week. I sat here for like 4 hours, and I was all hot and sweaty and whining on YouTube about the heat, right? And once I got empty, I just hopped in the fucking seat and hammered down and forgot all about it. But no one said anything yet. And this time I was smart, and I unhooked my trailer, and I'm sitting out here. It is a hell of a hill, though. I'm probably gonna roll out of bed. And they're a little weird. They got us, you know, we drop our trailers in there. It's on a pretty steep grade, and they don't have any fucking wheel chocks. Like, I'm not a big fan of wheel chocks. I think they're stupid. But on that grade, with a 50,000 pound load in that, I'd probably throw a couple wheel chocks under it. It's still sitting there. So, you know, I've done my fair share of like heavy loads, right? You gotta simmer down with them a little bit. But I've done a lot of like multi-stop, like light loads where I do like 15, 20 stops a week. So I'm basically trying to be like FedEx or UPS in a fucking 53-foot trailer. And I got pretty damn good at that shit throughout my years. You know, I was whipping around fucking corners and backing it in and just hauling ass, you know? Well, not Tanker. No, no, no. It ain't like that. Tanker is slow and steady. None of that fucking super trucker shit. I know that much. Everything is slow. And I'll be honest with you, I've probably followed a couple tankers in my career and been like, dude, really? Come on, let's fucking go already. I get it now. See, I hauled a tanker way back in the day, but it had baffles in it. This is a smooth bore tanker. There's no baffles. That means it's wide open. When that shit rocks back and forth, you know it. Time to get rolling on another day. But first we got an important priority we gotta take care of. Gotta get the chrome on. Some mud flap weights. I have the chrome, you know. Alrighty, the chrome is on. I think I'm gonna do a couple top plates on that too. It'd look a lot better, right? Polish up that aluminum on the top and throw some strip of chrome on the top. You gotta have the chrome on there. Like costs $100. And you can pull them off if you move to another truck. Back out here to the farm with my little farm buddies over there. And I get all winded and sweaty just hooking the trailer up. Even though this dude has a tendency of dropping the trailers pretty high at this place. Making old man work. And I probably should spend a little less time on the motorcycle and a little more time on my bicycle. But it's kind of hard to do, you know? Like, do I want to ride my bicycle or my motorcycle? Huh. And, oh, let's see, we're heading down to Atlanta. I probably already said that. They did switch it for a minute. They were sending me to Kentucky. And then all of a sudden they switched it back to Atlanta. But Atlanta's better really because I get more miles quicker and I can get this over with. And I made the truck wash. Got my shit all shined up. Looking nice. So I got like 20 more minutes of pumping. And then I'm on my way. And you know how it works in trucking, right? I don't know, it was only like 5 hours to get up here. But a couple hours ago, I was like, damn, when I get there, I'm going to take a nap. Because usually they don't have the loads ready till like 4, and it's only 2 right now. So I was like, sweet, I'll get up there. They won't have the load ready. I'll catch me a nap, get it hooked on, and, you know, buck down the road, right? No, it was ready when I got here, pretty much. So, watch me drive down the road about an hour and probably stop and take a nap. Today is a done deal. Pretty long day, really. I don't know, 735 miles, I think, something like that. And I used the reserve parking app deal. Sometimes you gotta use that. I try not to use it all the time. Companies generally don't care if you use it, most that I've worked for, as long as you're not being stupid and like using it when there's plenty of free parking, because people do that because they want to be closer to the door, you know, because God forbid you get on and walk. But when I pull in the truck stop, oh man, what a shit show in here. Like, 2 dudes parked out on the end. And I get it, you know, you gotta take up every little inch of the truck stop to get parked. I totally get the parking shortage. But, dude, you can't just park where no one can get around you and go to sleep. And then they wouldn't come out. They wouldn't answer. So the lady came out, and then they brought some security out, and it just turned into a bunch of bullshit. But we got parked, we got some Denny's. Always happy about that. Thank God for the lady that works at the Denny's here in Franklin, Kentucky, because she's working all alone as a waitress, and she was literally running to get everyone's orders, and she was sweating her ass off, and we need more people in this world like that. So shout out to the waitress at the Franklin, Kentucky Denny's. She's pretty awesome. And I'm gonna get a shower in the morning here. That's kind of rare. I usually don't wake up and be able to get a shower as soon as I wake up. I got to brush my teeth in a sink with actual running water instead of a bottled water and a spit jug. I feel like I've arrived in this world. And I got to have some breakfast at Denny's, which I'm probably gonna regret in a couple hours because I have this weird thing. I could be on my 11th hour driving and I'll be fine. But for some reason, the first hour and a half, 2 hours every day, I'm fucking tired. About an hour into it, I'm like, oh, I gotta go back to bed. The truck stop shower thing, it's kind of funny because when I first started in this industry 20 years ago, that shit kind of freaked me out, to be honest. I was like, oh, really? I gotta shower in these fucking truck stops? And I used to try to avoid it. Like, I would stay out on the road for like 6 days, 7 days, and only take like one shower because I didn't want to do it. And then finally I realized, like, this is worse, like, not taking a shower than it is just going in here and taking a shower. I pretty much take a shower almost every day now. You get used to it. Just don't touch everything. I don't use their towels. I've seen them use the towels in the bathroom to, like, clean the urinals and shit. And I throw them on the floor and all that. Ugh, I wouldn't use their towels. I bring my own towels. But it's not that bad. Had a little time to work on the truck this morning. Found out a little trick, that turtle wax type shit, buffing compound shit that you use on your car, you know, for oxidation. Works really good on like the frame and the APU and that type of stuff. It's shining up pretty good, this truck. And I wish I would have shot a video of what the truck looked like before I started working on it. Because like I said, it has 300,000 miles on it, so that's a little bit of road time. But it's cleaning up. I've already had 3 people ask me if it was a brand new truck. And no, it's not. I mean, it's only 2 years old. But hauling milk, you know, you get some miles. So the guy who was running it before me must have been a runner. And he was like 60-some years old. He retired. And a good old dog. That Atlanta traffic is freaking rough, man. It's like the freaking East Coast in Atlanta nowadays. But we made it. Now I just gotta get out of here. What a day. So I made 650 miles with Atlanta traffic, an accident, and a construction backup, and made a delivery. Which in the trucking world, it's kind of hard to get that many miles if you got to go into the city. like if you got to go into a major city or do a delivery. Usually on those days, you're getting like $450, $550, something like that. And then the other days you get to run, so you can get 600-700 miles, and that's where you make up your time. But I did have to use the work time extension for that accident and the construction, because it actually worked in my favor, because I couldn't find anywhere to park. It's like the biggest fucking problem out here, man. There's nowhere to park. So I pulled over, and I only had 1 minute left. I pulled over on the off ramp, which I'll probably get a phone call from safety on that, because they don't want you doing it on the off ramp. But I'm making a work time extension because there's nowhere to park, right? So where the hell am I gonna park to change my logbook? Get it? You know what I mean? But they'll still call me. So I switched over to my work time extension, which is legal because there was an accident and there was traffic. So I used 45 minutes of that to get here, right? And I've been rolling up 75 in Tennessee and Kentucky, checking the freaking rest areas and the on-ramps. I mean, every freaking little spot is taken up. There's not even anywhere to squeeze in at. So I'm like, shit. I come by this Pilot here, and I was just gonna sleep out on the on-ramp. Well, I turned the wrong way coming off the on-ramp because it splits one way and that way, you know. So I couldn't go straight across. So I was like, fuck. Now I gotta go down the Pilot and turn around so I can go sleep on the on-ramp. I pull in the Pilot, and there's this one parking spot here, right? Because somebody parked out here in front of it, too close. So the boys with the 53 footers, like I've always been my whole life, they can't fit in here. Haha. But the little tiny milk truck can fit in, barely. I barely fucking fit it in. And I did something I don't normally do. I haven't done it in a long time. I let someone spot me. There was a gentleman walking by, and he watched that side for me. So that was pretty nice of him. I generally don't trust spotters, but he seemed like he knew what he was doing, and I was pretty sure I had it. I jumped out and looked a couple times, but it just made me feel a little bit better to have somebody standing over there watching, because I was real close to the truck next to me. It was pretty freaking tight getting it in here. Beautiful sunset out here in the middle of nowhere, huh? What do you think? Anyway, I'm here to grab onto another load, and I tell you what, it's a tough decision because I'm only a little over an hour away from my house, and I already got 3,000 miles on this week, so it's really tempting to just go home, right? But I'm going to Atlanta because I can make another 900 bucks. So get some money so I can buy some more shit, right? Another day down, another day done. I'm tired. I'm always tired, right? 700 miles again. Didn't make it as far as I needed to make it though, because I was planning on being home Saturday night, and I don't believe I'm gonna make it back until Sunday morning now, because I needed to get down South Indianapolis so that I had enough hours on the flip side in Atlanta to make it all the way back home. And now I might have to take a 10 or an 8 on the way back home. We'll see. I'm gonna call safety and see if we can, I'm not sure if I can ag exempt into the farm if I'm just dropping a loaded trailer. I think you got to be picking up a load. So I'm going to call safety and check on that. If I can, then I'm going to be good to go. But I do believe that in the future, being that these loads are picking up kind of later in the afternoon, so basically I'm parking a lot like late at night, which obviously I've said a million times is a fucking huge issue. So I think I'm gonna have to start using that paid parking app like pretty much all the time. And They probably won't say anything about it. I don't know. But if they do, oh well, they're just going to have to deal with it. That's the only option I have. Last night sucked. And I technically, as far as I could stretch out another hour or two. I mean, I got a few hours left, but I drove like 13 hours today, I think. Something like that. But I don't want to stretch it out and then get down somewhere and be fucking dead tired and not be able to get parked. That sucks. That's like the worst thing, man. Just checking all these places, like hoping there's a parking spot. So I didn't do a video when I got back last night because yesterday was kind of one of them days, man. Holy shit, I drove all the way up from Atlanta, 860 miles. And I will say that I did stop and take an hour and a half nap, but still it was a pretty long day. So when I got back I was pretty tired. I almost slept in the yard, but there's so much shit going on there I decided to get on home. Yeah, so now I'm home. So we're off to some fucking shenanigans. I'm out here at my little toy box because I rent, you know, I don't got a house no more. I gotta have a fucking storage unit. Get my bike out, we're gonna go play. I do think that motorcycle and CDL should be separate. So whatever I do on my motorcycle does not affect my CDL license because I tend to get a little stupid on this thing. So we're gonna bust it out and go have some fun. Appreciate you guys watching the videos. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I'm gonna try to keep making some shit. I'm gonna make some new shit, like some of my off time stuff, my shenanigans we do in our off time, and whatever I can come up with.